All eyes are on Alberta this week as Canada hosts the G7 summit from Sunday to Tuesday. We'll have lots of world leaders coming, most notably US President Donald Trump, as Prime Minister Mark Carney also welcomes guests from Europe, from Japan, and a number of countries that Canada is at odds with. For 5 decades, the Group of Seven have had meetings to talk about issues in the global economy, as well as some security concerns. Normally, these summits end with a joint communique, a large document outlining the consensus of these major leaders, but there's been lots of hints from Ottawa that we won't have a major joint communique. This has only happened once before in the 5 decades of the G7. The reason for that is US President Donald Trump being offside on a number of issues. This means that Canada will probably have a joint chair statement with some other documents outlining core issues where all the leaders do agree. There's lots of issues that Canada is raising that's actually relevant to Canadians. One of them is wildfires. We know that there's smoke wafting over the summit site from the prairies because there's so many wildfires going on right now. There's also foreign interference and repression across borders that Canada wants to get some sort of agreement on. And of course, energy security. Canada is trying to look at ways that we can get other leaders to agree on what are the standards that we can set, how can we further isolate Russia given the invasion of Ukraine, and how can we collaborate more towards climate change goals. Trump is the wild card in all of this. In 2018, Trump stormed out of the G7 summit the last time Canada hosted one in the Charlevoix region of Quebec. There was a dispute over tariffs, and he got up and left. He didn't sign the communique, and there was a lot of heated rhetoric from Washington right after that. Canada is doing everything it can to prevent such a situation. So the idea is to sort of lower the agenda and maybe lower some of the ambition and focus on really core messages and have a lot more time for one-on-one interactions, which is what Trump has always preferred. There's also a lot of speculation as to whether Donald Trump will go golfing. Experts say this is more than a gimmick. If you actually get him at ease on a golf course, you might have hours to make your case about tariffs, about economic collaboration, about energy exports. Canada's also chosen to invite guests from a number of countries. The most controversial is Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but this comes in the middle of a criminal investigation into the assassination 2 years ago of a Sikh activist in Canada that Ottawa alleges was connected to New Delhi. At the same time, Canada's looking for more partners in the Indo-Pacific, and India is the world's most populous country. There's been a lot of protests about Modi's invite, and we'll probably see some more once the G7 gets underway.